Presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy unveiling a four-point plan on trade, and it centers on U.S. economic independence away from Beijing while boosting relations with other countries such as India and Brazil and Israel. The 2024 hopeful is with me now. Good morning to you, sir. Nice to see you. I want to read a headline from the Wall Street Journal. It says, why aren't the presidential candidates debating China? So you're taking that on right now, and this could come up next Wednesday night with Dana and Stuart Varney out there in California. Not going to give anything away from my partner right here. How do you plan to do this when you know so many American businesses are dependent on Chinese production?
Part of the problem, Bill, is we cannot depend on our enemy for our modern way of life, from the shoes on our feet to the phones in our pocket, to even our defense industrial base. The very fighter jets that we make in this country depend on parts and on minerals coming from China. That's a mistake. Our pharmaceutical supply chain at risk of being poisoned in a wartime scenario. And so I've outlined a very practical plan that combines onshoring to the United States. Yes, that is the first choice and first best option. But realistically, we're going to have to combine that with expanded relationships with the likes of Japan, South Korea, India, Australia, and other countries. And what I laid out in my speech was actually how practical that really is. And so historically in the GOP, we've had this debate between either ultra-free trade, including China, or being against trade only in favor of onshoring. I've outlined there's a better third way if we are serious about cutting the cord from China, as I am, and as I think we need to be. Then we need to also be prepared to at once onshore and expand those trade relationships. That's exactly how I'm going to lead as Commander-in-Chief.
It might be easier said than done. I think you could put Vietnam in that conversation as well. As you also know, the CCP sees everything the Chinese people do on their phone and on their computer. And you have said that TikTok, the Chinese product, is digital fentanyl. And now you're on TikTok. What explains that reversal?
What explains it is I have a radical vision for the Republican Party, that we should actually win elections. And one of the areas where we are failing is reaching young people. We have to meet young voters where they are. The GOP has talked a big game about reaching young voters. The fact is nobody in the GOP is doing it, save for one person, and with all due respect, Bill, that's me. We have over 100,000 small-dollar donors to this campaign. 40% of them, 40% of them are first-time ever donors to the GOP, compared to 2% for a normal Republican candidate. So I stand by my policy position that people under the age of 16, kids, should not be using addictive social media apps. I stand by my position of taking a hard line with China, with no forced data or technology transfers to the CCP. But we're only ever going to accomplish that if we actually win the election. That's what I'm competing to do. I believe we will be successful in doing it. And bringing young people along in droves is one of the tickets to get there.
Okay, you're going to have a difficult job doing this, but you have been up a little bit in some of the polling we have seen. I want to show you this, however. The Pew Research Center shows this. 63% of Americans right now said they are dissatisfied with the candidates who are so far on the stage. And that would include you. 26% rate the quality as very or somewhat good. That first one right there doesn't sound so good, does it?
Yeah, so look, I do think that it is a good thing when the people of this country push all of us, me or any of the other candidates, to be the best version of ourselves. That's one of the things that I take inspiration from as I travel this country. Voters across this country are hungry for leadership, hungry for direction. And one of the things I think we all have to do a better job of is not just criticizing the radical Biden agenda or the other side. We have to offer an affirmative, inspiring vision of our own. Not just what are we running from, what are we running to? What does it mean to be an American? So one of the things I'm pushing myself to do in this campaign, and I think every candidate I'd encourage to do the same thing, is let's level up. Let's not just complain about Biden. Let's not just complain about the radical woke left. Let's talk about what we stand for in the United States. Meritocracy, free speech, open debate, the rule of law that we need to restore in the United States. These are things we stand for. And I think, Bill, the real divide is not between even Republicans and Democrats. We spend too much time on that at times. It's between the 80% of people in this country who believe in those founding ideals and a fringe 20% in this country that does not, that wishes to apologize for a nation founded on those ideals. And if we view it that way, I think we'll win in a landslide and inspire people across this country. And that's what I'm going to be doing in the latter part of this race.
I want to end on, it's kind of a positive note for you, frankly. I mean, we're watching this right now. We've seen a bit of a call for number 4, guys. This is the Ramaswamy rise, some are calling it, with a DeSantis decline there and you a bit on the march there. And show this from New Hampshire now. Trump's well ahead of you and everybody else. In that state, he's at 39%, according to the GOP primary voters there. You check in at 13%, just a point above Nikki Haley. So I would pretend that you're doing something right. Debate number 1 in Milwaukee. Some people looked at you and thought that debate hurt you. Others thought it helped you because it brought attention to you. What's your plan for Wednesday night in California on Fox Business?
Look, my plan's to continue to speak the truth. And the fact of the matter is I'm not running against any of the other candidates on that stage or off that stage, for that matter. I am running for this country. And I think that's what we have to keep our eye on the ball of. What is our vision for the United States of America? My agenda is clear. Shut down the administrative state, declare independence from China. Those two things grow our economy, keep us out of World War III. But most importantly, Bill, revive national pride in this country. And by the time I leave office in January 2033, after 2 terms, I want to revive the national character that we're missing, and I want to make sure that my 2 sons and their generation, that they're once again proud to be citizens of this nation. And it is up to me as a candidate to set that example, to rise to the occasion, to be the leader that this country needs. And I think that that's ultimately going to take someone of a different generation. But yes, someone of a different generation that has a positive vision for where we're going.
Thank you for your
put that on display.
Thank you for your time today. Get ready, because Wednesday night, Perino's coming with the fastballs. All right.
Thank you.
See you in California. Vivek Ramaswamy, thank you for your time. We are 5 days away from that debate. Dana moderates along with Stuart Varney and Univision's Ilya Calderon, presented by Fox Business, simulcast here on the Fox News channel. So get ready. Debate number 2 is fast approaching.
It is indeed.
Go. All right.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.